Welcome to another episode of the Dialogue Corner. Today you are joined by Samkelo Ndlovu in a pursuit of learning and unlearning. But today our topic is mainly on entrepreneurship, looking at the support that campuses and universities can afford students. Put Sam Kambajan. Right. Grand. So there are many topics that I want us to discuss. I'll just mention them.
Yeah.
It's mentorship, networking, leadership, academic perspective.
Sure.
I also want us to look at the EDHE and also
sure.
Enactus.
Yeah.
But firstly, before we start on any, maybe just introduce yourself and then you can start with any that you want to start with and then
Okay.
and I.
Okay. Sanbona, Kamala Samkelo Ndlovu. I go by the name of Motion. So me and I come from a small town called Ep12, but grew up in Pine Town, where we live now with my family. And I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, hence I'm here today, and also leadership, just trying to shape society to the direction we need it to go in. And I think for now, that's all.
So the normal question that I normally ask my guest is that anything umuntu specialize akuyona might be influenced by the surroundings. So if you collect Exopo and then you're still staying with family, and then why are you interested in entrepreneurship?
Oh yeah, I think it's because of abantu pila nabo. That's what I would say. Because my brother, he's more into business. He's self-employed, so he's one of the people that motivated me to go into entrepreneurship. Yabo, to see ukuthi, so with the business you can get to live this kind of life without having to work 9 to 5. Then you see it's okay. Then maybe this is the right path. And also, after you've taken that decision, then when you're trying this thing out, you fail. But regardless of the failures, you keep on going. I think that's what happened. Ngabona and I'm going to know I'm more passionate about this thing because the more I failed, the more I tried. It's the more I tried. That's why I would say in J environment, you are right about that. My brother is the person who motivated me to go into the business space. And And when figure nala unizulu, there were programs, entrepreneurship esaqala. Think 2022, then the VC announced to go see the university is planning to become an entrepreneurial university. That's when I was like, no, I must be part of that journey so that I can get to achieve my goals in the process as well.
So what are your main goals?
To become one of the successful entrepreneurs, make money. And just that's the main goal actually, just to be able to make more money that can sustain myself and my family and my generations as also to make an impact to society ngikuyona. That's what I believe in. So I can't just come kwadlangezwa and see all the challenges people are facing. Mina ngiphume certificate and just go out. I must be able to make an impact in the area ngikuyona at that particular time. So I would say that's one of my goals actually. Wherever I move into, if I spend more than 3 years, then you must make impact in that area because you can see all the challenges those people are facing. Then it's only a matter of being creative and innovative. Then you can be able to turn those problems wapeg and just come up with the solutions, the right solutions for them.
So from the environments that you've visited and been in, Ikopo, Pine Town that you've mentioned, I believe you've also been in Gauteng. And also which parts of Durban? Okay, let's just include Mpangen.
Okay.
So which challenges have you noticed in these areas where one can make money from?
Okay, now let's focus on Mpangeni maybe, because that's where we currently are. So one of the challenges we noticed, per se, water scarcity. This area, even today, in the morning when we woke up at our residences, there was no water. So you'd find that some students have difficulties attending, and also when you do thorough research, you find with a clinic the most cases that would come from dehydration,
Yeah, right.
diarrhea, and all that stuff. So we're like, yeah, let's come up with a water brand. Hence, we have Aquamotion beverages today.
Oh, Aquamotion was proudly brought to you by Aquamotion. The founder is Samkelo Ndlovu, by the way. So this is the water we're drinking today.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. People should try this water. We want to try and like commercialize it as much as possible, but for now it's only available around Kwadlangez and Jempangen because that's where the main problem was. But the main goal is to take the water to all the communities. Emakhaya, where you find ukuthi people have to travel in order to get water. Nakhona, it's not clean
Purified water.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
not purified water that is safe for consumption. So that's the main goal, taking it to those communities, partnering as well with maybe the government sector or any private sector that are willing to bring clean water and safe water to disadvantaged communities.
I think that should also give comfort to the parents abathumela abantwana babo University of Zululand to understand ukuthi there are people who are willing, who want to make an impact, to make sure ukuthi the basic needs abantwana they are met, because imagine not having purified water
Hey.
so I find it to be a very important initiative. So I'll urge ukuthi ningayeki, because Tina as a Dialogue Corner will make sure to sponsor this. We'll always use this water. That's a promise we're making.
See,
Sasihlelo wagcina abantu bahlulekile ukugcina ithembiso zabo.
No,
But
I'm gonna force you guys to make sure that you keep that promise, because we're growing this thing bit by bit, one partnership at a time, and now we've secured the Dialogue Corner partnership. We're still looking for more partnerships, but in terms of marketing and advertising, I think by Dialogue Corner would be well and proper.
Thank you very much for noting that. We're also supporting other black businesses, as you can see, God's Baby. We also have Umdwebi here. It's one of the main objectives as well, Pushayo as Dialogue Corner Guti. We want to promote these black businesses by all means possible. Brazo, as a smooth. So since you are here on campus, are you studying? Which level are you in now?
I'm studying law. Semi-finalist. I would say a final year.
Nice one.
Yeah,
Semi-finalist. Nice
final
one.
year. Yeah.
So what are you studying?
I'm studying law, LLB, yes. Bachelor of Laws.
Why law?
Yeah. I had passion for law. I had passion for law. I was like, no, I wanna advocate for those people who cannot stand up for themselves. That's why I chose law, and also just the importance of understanding law. I think it's easier to break it when you know it, but I'm not saying I break it. I'm just saying that it's easier to like maneuver around things when you know what's happening. Yeah, because basically.
So if you took law and entrepreneurship, how does the two meet up?
I think they do meet up. My research paper this year was actually about infusing law and infusing entrepreneurship into the LLB curriculum. And by that, we'll be producing globally competitive legalpreneurs, because that's the term I decided to come up with. If we can have...
Can you repeat that term?
Legalpreneur.
Nice one. Okay, proceed.
So now that's when you're able to use your degree, because when you're looking at the stats, currently in South Africa, the law graduates, they are contributing about 6% in the unemployment rate. So now if we were to be creative around the whole idea of unemployment, whereby if you have this LLB degree, you can go out there and start creating opportunities without having barriers, because you'd find the articles, not everyone is going to get them, because there's so many of us, yet the opportunities are so little. So if we can have legalpreneurs, people who are going to be able to commercialize themselves and sell their services before they even want to get hired, then that's when we will be able to achieve actually the society we want, the society that is not controlled, the society that is not determined by the employment status. Yeah.
But I don't think that we are far from being not uncontrolled, because there are things as is fit us on. For
Yeah.
instance, there's social media, there's TV, and then there's this: go to school, get a job. So what is your take on that?
Yeah, firstly on TV, TV is scripted basically. The news, the everything. I think one of the mentors I had was a journalist at that time. He told me that, with those news things, it's all about selling a story there. So you see, the more you're sticking to the TV, the more you're getting controlled. So you're basically hearing what they want you to hear at the time they want you to hear it. And the whole mindset of go to school, get a job, do this, do that. Nah, I excluded myself from that earlier. I think from my first year in university, when I learned how the real world works, I just excluded myself. I was like, nah, I'm not looking for employment. I don't want to get employed. I'm just gonna focus on entrepreneurship. I'm gonna focus on my passion, so that I can be able to make a difference where I'm at.
So if you're saying you want to learn law and understand it better and help others who are suppressed by law,
Yeah.
have you started, or it's just an idea?
I have started actually by helping students with our university's DC, the disciplinary committee.
Nice.
So yeah, that's where I would usually on Fridays basically go and help out some of the students who cannot stand for themselves, so that they can get, I think, justice on whatever matter is being discussed. As much as I cannot go into the matters, but yeah, I think it has been proving to be effective as well, because in most of the cases that I've taken on, I don't think any student has been deprived of any of their rights.
Oh,
So
better.
it's always been progressive.
On that note, because I don't think that is something you're forced to do.
Yeah,
It's something that you volunteered to do.
yeah.
So why is it important for people to actively participate in such things, entrepreneurship and going for their ambitions?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the practical side of law.
Yeah.
Because our degree is a 4-year degree, and you'd find that you'd only go to practicals when you're doing your articles, when you're serving your articles. So it's important to familiarize yourself with the whole concept of law, how it works, and the whole setup while you're still in university, so that you can develop more love for it. Because the more you're attending DC, the more you're seeing what goes on, the more you're seeing the presiding officer, the prosecutor. That's when you like grow into this thing. And on the entrepreneurship side, I think entrepreneurship has never been about theory. To say there are theories we must follow, just like in politics, your Marxism, socialism, communism. On entrepreneurship, it's all about doing. Yeah, there we all about doing. Or when are you starting? So you can't tell me I have an idea to paint a shoe. Yeah, you need to show me the shoe.
Show us the product. Show us the
I've
savings.
started painting shoes. This is how I do them, and then that's when you get to be exposed in the real entrepreneurship side, not the business management thing where you have a business plan written down. It's no longer about that. It's about starting now.
Starting and showing us the product.
Showing us the product, and then you develop that product,
Yeah.
and then you scale it, and then you commercialize it.
And then what do you think of, because this thing of having the product, when you're mentioning the product, people tend to, I'm thinking of Lekau, for instance.
Yeah.
So Lekau came up with the product and then had ideas of expanding. And then when he expanded, people called him names when he went liquidated. What's your take on that?
Yo, trip, ne?
Trip.
You know, those guys have experience. I believe Lekau is like such an experienced entrepreneur. So now you get to experience entrepreneurship better by starting and making those mistakes. So I believe Lekao, that was a stepping stone for him. Because I'm sure he was not expecting it. As much as we can say that he's playing chess, don't worry, but no, he was not expecting that to be liquidated. It's something that comes, after you've taken some wrong decisions in business, then you get liquidated. But on the other side, he is playing chess because now you'd find that Drip, he also created this, I'm not sure if I could call it a commission or a group, Drip group, where there are all the other brands is pushing.
Nice.
So he's the chairperson of that.
Nice.
So if Drip is liquidated, Drip Sportive,
it's one entity.
Yeah, it's
on
only
the side.
one entity, and now he's still remaining with the whole group. But Domain, is it Domain Chains and the others, and he's still launching shops nationwide. Maybe next week he's even launching a shop. You'll never know.
Nice.
Like new locations every day. So he is pushing, and that's what entrepreneurship is about: falling and getting up the next morning. Yeah.
I'm purposely mentioning Lekao because I think it's someone that we should all be looking up to as young entrepreneurs. Lento ukuthi sobukela phesha Bill Gates waqala garage. Yabo. There is a season because
doesn't apply to us.
We are able to qhathanisa environment yakhe neyethu ukuthi okay le out ikhulule kanjena yashama flop kanjena so for us masikhula fanele sinciphise kanje yabo. But now asibuyele lana ekhaya. You were president of Enactus. So how did that come about, and why didn't you go back as president of Enactus?
Okay, so I was president of Enactus. I arrived at Enactus. My first year actually at Enactus was 2022, where I was head of events.
On your first year?
Second year.
Second year, okay.
Second year, yeah. I think it was April, where I was. There were interviews, and then I decided to go for the head of events portfolio.
Okay, can I just take you back? Can you take us through how you came about to the interviews? How do you get the interviews? Because someone else might be interested.
Okay, so Enactus had not been relaunched at UniZulu because they were previously suspended for I think about 5 years. I think from 2017 to 2022. So they were launching in 2022. Relaunching, yes, relaunching. So that's when now we got to know Enactus, where it was just busy. They relaunched in 2021. That's when they relaunched. And then 2022, the outgoing executive had to leave and they had to find some new guys. So I was also interested. I was like, this Enactus, I think it was the first entrepreneurship society I knew. I was like, no, I need to join that society. There were portfolios, open positions. I didn't trust myself at that time. Said I'm not going for president. I'm just going to go for head of events because I had an event planning company at that time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I went for head of events. I was accepted. I served 2022. And then 2023, January, our president left. He graduated. So, I was promoted to being the interim president.
From events management to being president.
Yes.
Nice.
Attributes, my brother. When you work,
nice.
then people are seeing the work, then it's easier. So I was then promoted to that. Then August, there were other interviews as well. New executives had to come in. So now I then decided to reapply for president because I was still interim. So I had to apply for the president position. I applied. We were not competing 2022, 2023. Then 2024, I was like full-time president.
What goes with the application? What supports the application? Your CV.
Your CV. Oh, yeah. So it's a CV, motivation letter, your academic record, and also
what else? Motivation letter is drafted by you, not someone you've worked with. Okay.
Yes, drafted by you, and also a recommendation letter if you've led somewhere. And there's someone who can actually vouch for you that I know this guy, he can do this job. So 2024, my whole team left. I was left with so there's an executive of 7 people. 2023, that's when most of the guys graduated as well. were part of the team because it was like old guys. So they graduated. I was left with like head of media. It was the president and head of media. And that was it. It was just the two of us. It was let me mention him, Casey. Casey
Oh, I'm
Smith.
born here, Casey
Yeah,
Smith.
it was like the two of us. So we had that challenge now of saying we're supposed to do umsebenzi wabantu abawu-7, yet it's only like the two of us. Yeah, he was pushing the media and I was pushing the projects. I was submitting reports. There's supposed to be head of projects, secretary who does all the minutes. I was doing all the work, literally. And then Unizulu got, like we qualified to the nationals, 2024, this year. Then we went there and we made history. Like for the first time we were competing on the national competitions. On the national competition, I think we grabbed 4 awards.
Competing, how were you guys competing?
So we're using 2 projects. We're supposed to identify projects that are actually addressing a certain problem in your location.
Okay.
And then you adopt those projects, work on them, and then for nationals you go and present them at the national stage.
Who are you competing with when you get
it was so at first we were competing with the 24 universities at the regional competitions.
South African or African?
South African.
Okay.
So it was 24. So they are regionals. KZN regionals. It's us, Unizulu. It's Unizulu, UKZN, DUT, and MUT. And I think they're supposed to take, I'm not sure how many projects they take, but the strongest. At the national competition, there are 12 finalists. So we're part of the top 12, and also part of the top 3.
So it's still you and Casey?
And the whole team as well, also the project managers.
Okay.
Your Lehlohonolo Mohashwa and Mfanelo for Intlanzeko. Yeah, and then we had also presenters and also the technical team where they're doing the slides, they're doing the presentations and all that stuff. Yeah. Then that's how we actually went about, and we were part of the top 3. Our team was also selected to represent South Africa at the World Cup, Enactus World Cup. Yeah, it was at Astana, Kazakhstan or something. Yeah, then at the showcasing rounds.
Wait, was it the one that Abo
Yes.
Anga
Went to? Attended. Yes.
So you guys, when you won the competition,
yeah,
you won it, and then the next executive took over.
The next executive took over.
They are the ones who went overseas on your behalf.
The
work that you guys did.
They actually went overseas because they were part of the project owners.
Yes.
So yeah, they were the project owners, the AL Winery project. Yeah, they were part of the project, and they were also the presenters of the project. So now the only space Unizulu got was like 2 spaces for 2 people.
Okay.
And yeah, we had to let them go so that they can present their project. Because if I decided to go with my stubbornness, and I go there and I say I'm gonna present,
I'm the president.
Then I'm the president, and then something goes wrong there, then I was gonna be judged. I think the
passion will not be the same for you and the person who came up with the concept.
Exactly, will not be the same. So yeah, I think that's what happened. And also the reason now I left. So
to not come back as president.
Yeah, to not come back as president. I had served for 3 years. So the first and main reason that I was talking with my faculty advisor, because he was also leaving at that point.
Who was the faculty advisor?
Dr. Nkonde. He's at University of Limpopo right now.
Okay.
So he was leaving at that point, and I was like, no man, I started this thing with this guy, and now he's leaving. See, now we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. Enactus is back. Enactus is active. Everyone knows about Enactus. So it's easier for the next executive to take this thing.
Don't look down on those achievements. I think those are big achievements.
Yes, definitely. Even the VC, I think she recognized them, and she hosted a congratulatory lunch tin for Enactus. She was there and she was like so proud.
Mali, Shankura.
Oh yeah, actually when you win those things, we did win money. I think we took about 120 something K for like the project and also for like the whole team. Now, in order to find promotional material, your banners, your gazebos, and all
Where
that
does
stuff.
the 120 go? To the institution or the project that won?
It goes to the project in the
So
institution.
the project that won was AL Winery.
AL Winery in a special
Nice.
competition, yeah, the fourth one. Yeah, that's the
So
project.
AL Winery is also going. They also won Kuma ETHE.
Yeah, now we taking it to the nationals as well.
Take us through to ETHE as well, what it is and your role that you are playing there.
Okay. Let me drink this very nice water for that.
Nice one.
It's available at Catalicious on campus and also to be available at new stores. We're gonna announce them. So
Danko. Yeah.
So ETHE is an abbreviation for Entrepreneurship Development in Higher Education. So ETHE has something they call Community of Practice. So there are studentpreneurs Community of Practice, which is made of 26 people. 26 members. Each of the universities has one. Your Stellenbosch, Wits, Unizulu, UKZN. One person is representing their university.
Each institution.
Each institution.
Okay.
So upon leaving Enactus, I also knew that I stood a chance at going into ETHE because of my experience into entrepreneurship and how we basically turned Enactus, Unizulu, which was like down,
just gone
with no recognition or nothing or whatsoever. We were basically able to turn that thing to something that everyone wanted to join. So I was like, let me go into ETHE now, because ETHE Unizulu had not been competing for 3 years. Yeah. So I was like, let me go in. I spoke to my faculty advisor at that time, advised me to go in. Then we spoke to
Dr. Nkonda still.
Yes.
Shout out to Dr. Nkonda. I think
he has played a very big role.
Yeah, we need to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
It's a male, right?
It's a male.
Hey,
it's a male.
Okay, hey, that's better. Okay.
Yeah. Then we also, we spoke with, we had very countless number of meetings with the DVC, whereby we were trying to establish how we could work around this ETHE thing. Then I was later, I think around July, appointed as an ETHE COP member representing Unizulu. So now the main goal was to sweep and clean just to clean the structure. After cleaning the structure internally, and then make it competitive when we're going out there. So now this year we went to our first regional competitions. It was my first time attending regional competitions as a COP member for ETHE. So when we went there, the only thing we're expecting in all the projects that we're participating is at least one, because we have not been competing for 3 years, and we got that under social impact. So AL Winery will be representing us under social impact, and I'm so certain that we're taking that win.
Wait, Sam, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for the things that you're doing. So Enactus was not active on campus.
Yeah.
So you came in as interim president, whatever. And then you guys went to regional competitions, you won. You won the finals, national.
No,
you went overseas.
Okay, we not to say we won the finals, but we were part of the top 3.
You still
which,
won.
Gave us tickets to
overseas.
Yes.
And then you joined ETHE.
Yes.
You took the institution to a competition that they hadn't been present in 3 years. You also won.
Yeah.
The project that won is going to the nationals. I think it's 21 November, right?
21 November to 22.
Just take that in and just appreciate yourself first before, because I think most people will not appreciate the things that you are doing or your efforts. But to me, it's not small things that you are doing. You are actually making an impact. It's actually a big impact, because if you look at these two things I've mentioned, it's things that were non-existent. And then you came in and then you made them work.
Yeah.
So I think...
Yeah, let me just take that in actually, because I think I've not been giving myself enough credit. You know, when you're a go-getter you always feel like you're not doing enough.
So I need to do more.
I need to do more. I need to do
Yeah.
more. I need to push. I need to go harder. Yeah, I think I also, you see, when I joined the DHE and we were part of the regionals with all our projects, then one qualified. I was like, let me go to my bio on Instagram, and I actually wrote something there. My Instagram is Sam_official_motion. I wrote, I scale, what is it? I scale and build businesses. I scale up organizations and businesses. Yeah, so that's like, I think that's where my passion is actually scaling businesses and organizations at this point. Any business or any organization, I can scale it. I feel like if you can give me the ropes and give me the leadership position, nothing would fail me from taking that from 0 to 100.
That's awesome. Well, with me, I always have good and bad. So with these two organizations that you've mentioned, Enactus, EDHE, tell me if I'm understanding them wrong. So to me, with these two projects, it's like we're inviting students. We're saying to anyone who has a project and then they believe in the project that it has social impact and then it has the potential to make profit, come and present your idea.
Yeah.
I'm correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
So what are the chances or what are the guidelines to protect these ideas from not being stolen? Say someone, because for the project to be approved, we need someone who has potential or has power. Say, for instance, we invited Dr. Kond. And then we say, just listen to this idea. We think it has power or it has potential. And then what is protecting this idea from Dr. Nkon to say, okay, this idea can actually make me money. Let me sell it to my cousin. The cousin will find a way for us to make money from this.
So I think we noticed that 2023, when I came in as interim, we saw that some of the ideas were starting to become, some of them were new inventions, some of them were like very innovative. So we're like, okay, this is unique. That's when we started having NDA, non-disclosure agreements. Before you even come and present your project, we're going to give you a copy of a template of a non-disclosure agreement. You fill it out and then we sign on the other end.
Who's getting the NDA?
If, let's say, the business owner doesn't know that he needs to have an
NDA for people to sign.
Yeah, for people to sign. Then Tina would print them for them, give it to them. Okay, before you present it to us, or even some of our internal judges, give them these NDAs so that you know that your project or your IP is protected.
Okay. So there's another event that we both attended, the EDHE. So I was there when I had some beautiful ideas that I also want to steal. So I wouldn't mind taking them. So we didn't sign any NDAs. There was a brilliant idea that came. I can't remember the names, guy, but it was about agriculture.
Oh, yeah, agri-value.
Agri-value.
Yeah.
So such things, because I didn't sign any NDA there. So what is stopping me as a person who attended as a contestant to steal that idea?
Okay, I think now it's merely based on the guy who owns agri-value. If he has protected his intellectual property, so if he's registered his thing and what registered the trademarks, your patents or copyrights or what's the other one? Yeah, if he's registered those things, I think it becomes hard for you to come up with the same concept, because now he has protected the IP, he has protected everything. So if you were to steal that idea, it's more like you're stealing the whole company now.
Or we can set it up as a challenge to Enactus and EDHE to say, as part of supporting entrepreneurship, as support for entrepreneurship, we're saying to them, invite students, but in return, make sure you trademark all their ideas. But I know you'll be president for both, okay? But so that's why I'm setting it up as a challenge to you guys. Okay, let's move on to the Which one? Should we get into mentorship, networking?
Yeah, we can
So
get onto that one.
let's go to networking. So from the places that you've been to, which are the notable networks that you think you've built that will somehow maintain you even when you're out of these positions? Because somehow people do not respect the person, they somehow respect the position that you hold. So we see Sam, Sam is president of Enactus, so we need to respect him.
Yeah.
So have you built any potential networks that could give you value?
I would say yes, I have, especially with the initiative by EDHE. That's where I made most of my connections at. I've just been there for like around 5-6 months, but that's when I've been able to make more of my networks. Because with Enactus, it was more like working. I was working. But
No,
with
no time.
EDHE,
No time to reflect.
but with EDHE, it became more easier because with the community of practice, I have everyone from each of the universities. I have direct access to VETS, direct access to ECT,
Yes.
direct access to UKZN. So I can talk to those guys. I have their numbers. I know that even outside of our positions, because we both started in 2024, we all started at 2024, and we'll all be finishing at 2026.
So you guys have 2 years.
Yeah, we have 2 years,
Even better.
which I feel like it's enough even for SRC. If it would be 2 years, it would be much easier. I mean, I feel like if I were to become the president of SRC, I would make the term 2 years because I
get into it.
I can't start programs this year. I'm starting a program and then next year I'm out. Someone else is coming in. I must be able to be given enough time to finish all the projects I'm starting. Hence, even for our president, national president, it's not 2 years, it's not 3 years, it's 5.
5 years.
Yeah, it's 5, so that you can be able to maintain whatever project you're starting, whatever initiative.
You've touched it. So you become president. So you are fixing the term as first priority.
Yeah.
What is the second and third priority here? You are SRC president. You are SRC president.
Okay.
So your priority, you are fixing the term first.
Which
to be
term?
2 years.
Oh, the term.
Yeah, the term. You're making it
Yeah.
2 years now, not 1 year.
Okay, yeah.
And then what is second priority and second priority?
Okay, as EDHE was as SRC. EDHE.
No, as president of the SRC.
Oh, okay. Okay, the second point. I have so many of them. I would basically limit how we actually spend money on events or on workshops. I wouldn't say workshops. I would say social events, because you'd find that our bash, like the opening bash. I don't know the money they usually spend, but I know that when they book Botukzin or
It's serious
some
money.
of these guys, they spend like serious money.
For like 30 minutes. Or
yeah, for like
less.
30 minutes, you're spending 100K. So I would try maybe and introduce more of our workshops as more entrepreneurial, because that's where our university is going at. So instead of like hosting that, let's host a bash, have our local artists, maybe spa headline with one artist, Uncle Waffles or
Nice.
or like one of those big guys. Spa headline ngayo. Then we know that we on the following week we're hosting how to start a business. We have Vusi Tembekwayo, or we have one of the speakers
Nice.
who can actually come and tell us the formula we need to win. That's the second part. I would rather spend 100,000 wami on our motivational speakers and our entrepreneurship gurus than spend it on just the 30 minutes of fun, and when you wake up the next morning you regret everything. The third one, and the most important one, the water issue. I feel like we come from disadvantaged backgrounds, and we are a disadvantaged institution. Looking at our location, looking at the resources we have, and also when you compare us with the other universities. The water, there is no water. to bath. There's no water to drink. So now we need to come up, we need to partner. Because when you look around our university, we have all the industries we need. We have Mondi, we have Fosco, we have Richards Bay Minerals, we have South 32, we have all the big multi-billion dollar industries. Why are we not
True.
like getting them to assist us in terms of making sure that our institution is powered? Because you'd find that we would have water shedding for a whole week, yet you have guys who are there who can just assist you, not with tanks, but with more advanced systems. We have the Department of Hydrology, which I think we should mostly partner with in terms of coming up with this. They hosted a symposium, I think it was last month, September. That symposium, they were introducing their research in terms of how we can solve the water scarcity issue. So that's where I think most money would need to go into as well, in terms of developing the water thing. And also, why can you give me one reason why there is no shopping mall for students around here? Even spa, just one shop spa where we can go buy our needs. Because we're complaining about, oh my friend, keep on complaining. They're selling us fake Coke. They're selling us bread.
They even have fake Heineken now. Those guys are legendary. I
know,
think we
it's
should be
serious.
learning from those guys, honestly.
Exactly. But you find that we don't have any shop here. We are forced, literally forced, to go and buy from my friend, because there is no other way. If you don't want to buy from them, then you have to take a 30 rands taxi to Richards Bay, or a 27 rands taxi to Empangeni, just to go buy izinto ezincane, bread, juice, drink.
Spend 50 rands
You
just
spend
for them.
exactly. And also the last one, because I said I promise this is the last one, the issue of students being able to trade on campus.
Nice.
I think that's one of the biggest issues, because now the university wants to be an entrepreneurial university. Then why are we not allowed to practice entrepreneurship? I think we need to get a push on that. And also, you see, we have a water company by our own student. Why is the university not doing business with students? To say, you buying my water, that means you like raising your own. If you feel like this
Actual
water
support.
yes, actual
Yeah, that's the
support, not
support you
saying
need.
no, do it, we're gonna support you, do it.
Come and present your
It's
idea.
so push, it's so push. That's bad, because now if they were buying this water, that would be actual support. And if they feel like maybe this water is not packaged in the way they want, they can come up with those suggestions. Help us with the right packaging. Help us with other also means where we can commercialize this water and make it a global brand. Yeah.
As loyishoyo ngikhumbuza amazwi kaVusi ngoba usuka mention athi uVusi, there is a term bayibiza infarking.
Yeah.
So he made an example with Huawei. Ukuthi Huawei was not just ayizalwanga nje abasene perfect.
Yeah.
So with Huawei, so when the Chinese, because it's from China, so when they were making it and then they were doing it wrong, they constantly went back for a feedback to them. Say guys, the phone is good, but fix this. Yeah, so the phone now is better. You know, the size of the screen is good, but fix this. Kancane kancane, until it became, it's actually competing with the iPhone manje. But with us, I think with black businesses, it's like mega better.
We cancel.
Cancel culture. Exactly. He cancel culture. Even now, with I think Ulekau, because we mentioned him as well. Ulekau, the people went for him. Opening stores everywhere. So not understanding the idea behind it, we are quick to say, wrong. Why? If you are really concerned, go back to this person like, hey guy, can you please just maybe, I don't know, I understand this, Mina, on my side, because I have such expertise in businesses. Maybe mina ngokubuka kwami you are scaling up too much. Maybe ungenze kakhulu. If
focus on
the intention is to help ngempela. But okay. Yeah, it's society. I think also there's something you mentioned about cutting cost, about ama bash and whatnot.
Yeah.
let me try because omunye umuntu uzokumisunderstand ethi kushuthi fanele kumnandi ngabikho yabo.
Hey, yeah.
So
That's
mina my
happening.
understanding ngizosho my understanding and I'll let you cover usho ukucover la engishiya khona. My understanding is that society ekhuliswe ngokuthi we need to consume more. So if you are saying we should do more things as an entrepreneurship, is that izinto ezizosiphilisa ngisho singasekho. Because uma uthi I just need to get a job, so uzothola umsebenzi or you go to school and then you become a doctor, so when you die awukwazi ukudlulisela ebantwaneni lokho.
Yeah.
So into ozofa nayo uhambe nayo. So you became a doctor, you became a professor, or you got a job as a, say you're a technician kwa South 32. When you die abantwana abakwazi ukuyithatha lezo zinto. So maybe you can add to suyivala wena ngaze kuthiwe sathi thina sifuna imicimbi ukuthi bekhona.
Yeah. To just to like put that out. I'm also an event planner. Started as an event planner, then the events and media. So one thing I would say, I appreciate having festivals, events, and all that stuff. But I feel like if we can partner with your Red Bull and the other Varsity Vibes programs, we can actually spend less on events. That's what we were saying basically. Not to say we must stop. We must have a bash. We must have it. It's important so that people can socialize and network in an informal way. But now what we're saying is we need more programs that will speak to personal development, that will speak to building brands, that will speak to making us more aware of what we need to do as blacks so we can prosper. And on the part of being consumers, I think you outlined it very nicely. As black people, it's no fact we are consumers. Yet we have gold. I'm sure, I'm sure me and you, if we were to see gold, a stone here, would walk past it because we don't even know what's gold, what we're gonna do with it. Like you just seeing a stone, but now when you go to Europe, you'd find that in a high school they have mining, a subject about mining, how to start a mine, how to run a mine, how to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 about mining, yet they have no resources at all. And then they're gonna come here, tell us to dig that hole, get that gold and give it to us, and then I'm gonna get paid month end and go buy a Rolex. Same gold. Same diamonds asuka la emva kwendlu. So now that's the part yama consumers. We know nothing about manufacturing because I'm even clothes. We buy from Temu, we buy from Shein, we buy from all these places. I would buy plain t-shirts and only come and brand them and say I'm selling them to you. Why am I not making my own t-shirt from scratch? Because we're the ones who do farming and the wool comes from our sheeps and our whatnot. Then we transport it. It comes back as a t-shirt.
Nice one.
Then you brand that t-shirt. You're only printing over it. So yeah, I think that's where it goes. But
you know, you've touched another one. That's new game. So now you become president of the country. Your 3 priorities.
3 priorities. You know,
president of the country. Because you mentioned the education. So that's why I thought of you being president. So if you are fixing that part of but what am I going to do with it? So I think it speaks to education because awazi ngempela ukuthi lenzeni hayi ukuthi ngoba uyisithipha
hayi ngoba awazi
you were never taught.
Yeah.
So you become president of the country in your manifesto.
I'm also manifesting hard. I'm receiving,
Useme president, first responsibility siyamcaptureisha manje. Sponsor Dialogue Corner.
Equipment. So yeah, more nice water.
Yeah.
So now first I once asked my niece about that. She's like very young. I think he's doing grade 3. I'm like, because I know he talks, he likes talking. So we're like having a conversation. I'm asking, if you were to become the president of the country, what would you do? And he said something which I think I would also do. I think, I'm not saying I would do, ne? Disclaimer. So he said, I would cancel a grant, ne?
Yeah,
You
bantwana.
see, no, the 350 grants.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
cancel
okay.
the 350 grants. And what I
When
would
was this conversation? This year?
this year, just
Okay.
earlier this year, I think around the holidays, the June holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would cancel a grant, and I would give each family, actually each family ama packs. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but ama what do they call them? You see when they come and give you food, so it's like 10 kg rice, 10 kg.
Sayibiza ngani? Bathi ama-family combos.
Yeah, yabo lawo makhombo njana amafutha nenyama
Mm.
amathini and all that stuff. Cause the 350 it's basically pointless. 350 you spend it in one day in this economy.
Mm.
350 especially you just buy bread, you buy milk, you buy three other things, and you buy
Sephelile.
Vaseline and it's gone. It's actually 370 now. We have to hustle the other 20. So now the first thing I think I would do would be to go for these grants. You see, I have no problem with the child support or child grant.
Yeah.
That's one, it's proper, but the Yama 350, it was basically pointless. It's better to give them food so they can be full, because some of them, you don't teach us how to use money. You've never taught us financial
You had to
literacy.
give us money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take this 350 and go drink it. In 1 hour, it's done. It's not even a case of beer. with
Kanti
350.
imalini case lapha?
I have no information. I have no information on that. But it's not even a case. That's one thing I'm sure of, unless it's on a special. And then the second thing, let me just move on to it real quick. It's the Department of Education. That department, I don't want to say it's not innovative or creative. Just want to say it's not progressive. Yeah, that's what's not happening. We're still studying the same things our parents were studying.
Labeling frogs.
Labeling. Yo, that's cool, because you'd find that we're labeling frogs, we're doing all these things. How's that gonna help me? Am I ever gonna have to do an operation on a frog and see that, oh, this part of the frog, the heart is here? Let me. You'd find that we're learning unnecessary stuff. So it's education, and also back to into entrepreneurship. Let's become more of a manufacturing country than our consumers, because we're importing more than we export. We're exporting more than we're importing, but that's still bad. It's still bad. As much as we're importing more, I said we're exporting more, ne? Importing more.
Importing more than
Importing
exporting.
more, yeah. The only things we're importing are natural resources. Your gold, your what else do we have? Coal. Your coal, and what else? When I remember them as we go by, as Africa, I'm now putting it into the context of Africa. Diamonds, we're doing all those things, exporting them, and we're importing them as their primary resources and secondary resources. Is it like that? Yeah, I think it's like that. So it's not resources. I'm importing you, I'm giving you gold, and you're giving me a watch. It's more expensive than the gold I gave you.
Because
So
you manufacture maybe
yeah,
100 watches
exactly.
from that.
So one thing we would try and do, maybe just to educate our people about the importance of manufacturing. Even if you doing your own milk, you have your cows, just let's manufacture our own milk. We know ukuthi khona umlamuli odayisa ubisi across the streets instead of going to buy these brands. And also in terms of our skills, like our people are so talented, very talented, but now they have no platform to showcase their talents. Absolutely no platforms. You'd find a South African going to America's Got Talent to showcase their skills or talents there. And also the singing show, what was it called? Idols.
Idols,
Idols are out. Out. That was the season finale.
Is it?
Yeah, it was the season finale.
That is
They were
bad.
supposed to be like going through the auditions now. We're like watching Ama Wooden Mics and all that. But it's gone. Idols are gone, and there is no other platform that I've seen rising to the standards of idols. Also, the other show, what was it? The Voice South Africa. It's gone.
It's also cancelled.
Yeah, I won't say it's cancelled because I never had its part, but this year there is no The Voice South Africa.
Shit.
So now, focusing on those basic skills so that we can be able to not depend on the Western cultures to be to be employed. You don't have to depend on that because you can provide for yourself and your family. You can grow your own food, agriculture. Our people have the land. I don't think we're supposed to be fighting about the land because we do have the land. We just don't know what to do with it. Also, the person who knows doesn't have money to do that thing.
Aish.
So you'd find that we're still oppressed, by the way. So let me just say fight oppression because we've had about 30 years of democracy.
Whereas we can't show anything for
We
it.
can't show anything apart from the right to this,
And
right
the
to that.
name that we've changed, Mkwaqo.
Yeah. Shintsha zonke-ke izinto-ke, by the way. Hayi zonke. All of them are changing.
I'm losing my trail of thought. There's something you mentioned. But then it's fine. Let's build a united Africa.
Yeah.
What would be your first step in trying to build a united Africa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be that's one of the hardest things actually. That's why our leaders have not been able to do it. They are intelligent, but building a united Africa, it's very hard because you'd find that within South Africa there's a country that we not what's that country? Lesotho.
Okay.
There's a country within South Africa, and we have not even been able to build or to like come together with that country and say no, you guys just be part of us. Absorb them.
Absorb them.
To be part of us,
Mhm.
so that we can be able to be more stronger. They have their currency, and when you're looking at the entire Africa now,
But is it not things that are done intentionally? Because it goes back to the education that we have challenges that we have,
yeah.
but then we are using a Western approach to try and resolve African challenges. And then we have these so-called politicians who are working as custodians of these laws that have been made. Because right now, if, for instance, I went somewhere in Richards Bay or here, it's called, I think, I don't know,
Okay.
if I went there, they will send another black person to come and arrest me. And then they'll tell me about the laws. You are trespassing, you are doing this, you are doing that. Are the politicians not the problems? Because they're the ones who are enforcing these laws on us.
Yeah, I have nothing bad on politicians, but just my personal view. I think as black people, when they gave us power, actually, they were blindsiding us. Because once a black person comes into power, the only thing they're thinking about is their stomach. Yeah, what's no one is thinking about the people who are coming. No one is thinking about securing an Africa we want. The Africa we want, actually. No one is thinking of that. All of them in their speeches will say, this is the Africa we want. A united Africa, an Africa that comes together and fights against all these things. We are decolonizing these things. But now, when you look at it on the other side, the people who are funding these guys who are coming with these speeches are the same Western people who will come and say, no, we want to build a company here. Come and register that company. You're in the forefront. Hence, people were saying, even about Casper and Biliato. We're saying Casper is not the owner of Biliato. A white person is fronting with Casper and whatnot, which I don't know, but I believe Casper is the owner because that's what he's saying, or a co-founder of Biliato. So now you would find that us as Africans, the only thing we know, Nje, is in order for me to rise, I must be the first black person. I think Uvusi also mentioned this. The only thing we're chasing, it's either I'm the first black African to do this, or I'm the last. What's this? or I'm the first black African to innovate it this way. The only thing we're chasing is being the first, the
The
first, the
first, the
first.
first, the
We're
first.
never putting the people first. Because in Africa, we have billions of people. And if we were to come together and just decolonize the rest of the stuff that has been fed to us, I think would be far actually. Would be very far. Imagine if Africa had one currency. Just one currency. I won't say rands or whatever. We
But
call
using
it some
one currency.
Yeah, we call it African something. One currency. We're all using it to trade in a way that if I'm trading with Nigeria, I don't need to like change my rands into dollars, and then I'm changing dollars into nairas. So you'd find that there's a long process, which is basically limitations to us as Africans. There are limits on how far we can go. So there's like you can't go you can't go higher than that. The sky is not the limit to us. The roof is the limit. The roof they've put over us.
Gents, because you are here, I'll ask Sam two more questions. If there's any of you who wants to engage with Sam, I'll open the floor. So Sam, I'll ask you two questions.
Yeah.
If there are no questions from the floor, if there's no one who wants to engage. So the questions I'll ask after the engagement would be the impact that you want to have now and the impact that you want to have when you are no longer there, when you are gone. The last one would be you recommending books that speaks to entrepreneurship and building a positive mindset. Maybe 3 books, because I think that as much as it's not about copying the actual things that people are saying, but it's getting these different views and build and making your own conclusion based on that. So is there one who wants to engage? Okay. Yeah, you can talk. Aksekho wa TV. Come please.
Start it and go
Yeah,
on.
Just
Just a question.
Okay.
Just one question.
Mhm.
I understand the mission and the question is.
Oh, Pamsi voice.
Okay.
I'll
Just
repeat
a
the question.
question.
Yeah.
I just want to ask, as an entrepreneur, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, if everything goes according to my plan, which is what's gonna happen, I see myself still in South Africa. Don't want to leave South Africa, that's one thing for sure. I'm not the type that says, I am leaving South Africa. I'm here, this is home. If I go somewhere else, I'm a visitor. I'm coming back to South Africa. Yeah, so I see myself maybe like one of our companies or all of them, the app, High School Connects, the events, we're hosting big festivals. We're able to touch on the most disadvantaged communities, which maybe because we can't blame everything on the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also can't be messiahs and help everyone. So now I see myself tapping into those spaces because I see our suburbs, our everything. But now I want to go, Mina, to these communities where you'd find that there's a young child or a young boy or a girl, 12 years or 13 years, they have a dream, but now they don't know what to do with that dream. Because of the limitations in that place, they're telling that boy, go to school, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to school is a good thing, it's not bad. Education is power. Education is education is knowledge, not the key. When you have the knowledge, it's up to you if you apply it or you don't apply it.
True.
So now I see myself having maybe a foundation also for like our young people in South Africa who do not want to go by the system. Who says, a person who says, okay, I've completed my matric or my grade 10 and now I want to do this. I have this skill, I have this passion. So that's when now we tap into your sports. When you look at our sports, the only thing that's good in our sports is rugby. So now if we were to go also into the other sports, go and teach them chess in this disadvantaged community. Go teach them tennis, teach them other different kinds of sports. And also just have, what do they call academies?
Mhm.
Yeah, academies of excellence where we can be teaching literally anything
basics.
you're passionate. Yeah, basics. Anything you're passionate with, we have a specialist who's gonna teach you, take you through the whole process of that. So that's the impact I see myself making in the next 5 years. It's not about me in this point. It's about the impact I wanna have and also the people I wanna impact. Because I can't just make impact without those people. It's the communities, your townships, and areas in Makai. Those people who have no knowledge, lack of knowledge actually. Because some of them, they do have access to knowledge, but they have no means of tapping into that knowledge. So it would be that basically. Growing the next generation of leaders, that's where I see myself. Not growing the next generation of employees. Yeah.
Okay. I think even my question, Lebeng Zobuza, somehow got covered.
Okay.
I believe Blessing wanted to ask something. Yes, you can.
My name is Blessing. I have one question, in fact. It's a twofold question. Firstly, I would love to hear your definition or a defining feature of an entrepreneur. Because we talked about President of and one of his talks, he mentioned that if you cannot disappear for 3 months or 90 days, if you cannot manage to disappear and have your business functioning properly, you are not a legitimate entrepreneur. You are just self-employed.
Self-employed, yeah.
So how do you define an entrepreneur? Now the second part is, as I am a student at the University of Zululand, I want to further my studies and do my honors, my masters and my PhD and become a researcher to a point where I even get promoted to becoming a professor. That's what I want to do. Then how can I link my career as a person who intends to pursue, who intends to further my studies in development studies? How can I link that with entrepreneurship? Because right now the common notion in the society is that if you are employed, if you work for government or an institution, you cannot make it as an entrepreneur. You'll be poor forever. What can you say?
Okay.
What can you say about that?
So the first question is entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Your definite definition. Okay.
Entrepreneurship, me, Nanje. I'm just gonna go like basic without looking at my features that make up entrepreneurship. I would define it as a person who is a risk taker. It's one of the most basic definitions. Risk taker. You must be able to do that. An opportunist. So you see an opportunity, you see that there's no water in Kwadlangezo. Okay, what can I do to solve that problem? It's basically a problem solver. So you're solving problems for those people in order to make profit.
Sell the problem at a profit.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what you're doing. I'm going to solve that problem for you, but you must give me something. It must be something you're willing to spend on as well. Because I can't just come and say I'm selling cabs, but you're not even willing to spend on cabs. When you look at the ratio of people who wear cabs on campus, it's 1:100, and I'm selling cabs. So my market is 1%, and how do I scale that up? So now I'll define entrepreneur as a person who can be able to identify an opportunity and be creative and innovative in the process of creating a solution for that problem. So there's a difference also that I always like to emphasize on between business management and entrepreneurship. You can be good at business management, which is what Vusi Temikoy was on about. Business management is more like you're self-employed. So you're running a business, and also you're a worker in that business, which means, let's say you're just dealing with financials in the business, nothing more. You're buying things. So if we need more water, you're buying stock, you're paying employees, you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were to disappear from the business, 1 month, workers are not paid. 2 months, workers are not paid. 3 months, workers are not paid. How is the business working there? But if you can have systems in place that will be able to take over that whole process. So per se, let me just bring it to AI a bit. I'm just gonna bring the AI system. Because in a business, you don't necessarily have to hire anyone. You can just do everything by building systems. You build a system which is gonna do this, especially if it's an online business. Could be just a system that accepts payments, a system that processes deliveries without having anyone. So you just go put just the courier guy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the courier
Uh-huh.
guy here,
Uh-huh.
the platform you guys had at West.
Oh yeah,
So
I
yeah,
see.
more like that system. Let's say I have an e-commerce shop, and my products are in my room. I have a friend, or let's say the system doesn't work as it's supposed to work. If I'm not there for the next 3 months, the product is there. And
Still
yeah,
operational.
if I need to make a delivery to Cape Town, I can be able to have a system in place where I know that I'm gonna call Mla. Mla, can you please just grab this package? Ungifakele yona eWest endaweni ukuthi. Mla is not taking that package to Cape Town. He's merely taking it from point A to point B, which I think it's not even more than a kilometer. You're just taking it from here to here. And then there's a system in place. The courier guy is gonna take this thing straight to the person I'm delivering into. You don't have to have a car now. Would say I have a driver. If the driver is not there, or if I'm the driver per se, because I'm making different examples. If I'm the driver of this company, I'm the delivery guy. Nothing happens if I'm not there. That's when now you're self-employed. Yeah, even if you're selling food, this is a basic one. If you're selling food, let's say you're selling maybe ama combo, ama fries, and what and whatsoever, and also you're making deliveries by yourself. That's you being self-employed, not being a business owner. Because now, if you're not there, who's cooking? You have to hire a chef. Let's say the chef is there, but now you still have to do the deliveries. Upon you doing the deliveries, let's say maybe you're busy for a week. So does that mean the company no longer does deliveries unless you have a system in place? So by a system, that would mean you're not the one doing the deliveries. You have a guy who you know who can do these deliveries for you, or you have merely because you have your Tumela. There's you do you know Tumela?
No.
So it's that bike. It's more like 60/60.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's more like 60/60. It's a system they work with ama local shops as well, whereby the shops don't have to buy bikes so they can deliver themselves. It's a system where you call us, we come, we take the order, we take it to the person that it needs to go to. So I can do that even when I'm in Joburg. Can just call someone, Tumela, okay, no, there's an order at my shop at this place. Can you please take it there? Without me necessarily being there. So I'd define it like that. And the second part of the question?
We have 3 minutes. Okay, I think the question was linking up
Your research.
your career to becoming an entrepreneur and being a professor,
Yes.
right? We have 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes,
Yeah,
and it's
so-
almost over.
Yeah.
So I think Research and Innovation Week, they had Research and Innovation Department, they had the Research Week. So that's when they were teaching us how to commercialize our research. So it's either your research is merely a research paper, you can make money from that, which is contributing to entrepreneurial spirit. So as soon as you're making money from your product, that's you being an entrepreneur. But now there are different types of it. You'd find that there are social entrepreneurs, there are there are more profit-driven entrepreneurs, which would do your buy to sell. You're buying to sell. I'm buying this water and I'm reselling it. Your resellers. So now they also taught us that you can commercialize your research by selling it, or if it's a product, you identified that okay, mhlampe these lights an effect on humans by making our vision impaired, and then you come up with a new product. You can partner with them. They can help you to secure your IP, your trademarks. Then they can also help you to commercialize that research. So as a professor, it's more like all you do is just do research in your house, come to these companies or investors and say, okay, there is a product, let's partner. You take your 20%, they take 80%. I think it's better if they were to. Another thing they mentioned, it doesn't help owning the whole IP. Let's say you came up with the new lights now, and you own 100% IP of that light, and you're not making money using that. So it's better to partner with someone who can actually help you to commercialize it. Then when you're commercializing it, let's say maybe you have a fund funding you with 1 billion, you're owning 20% of that. You have 200,000. You have not even started making sales, you have not started making anything, but already you started working on this program. Due to the limited time, I'm just gonna stop there. But in Research Week, I think they gave us so many ways on how we can commercialize research, and also I did research on that as well, on the legalpreneurs, how we can commercialize our services as law students. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to not take press because we've run out of
press
time.
is fine.
Yeah.
You don't have
Also,
to-
Buza offline.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing that I've noted is that it's important to have money.
Yeah.
It's important to create means to have money, because not everyone believes in God. Not everyone believes in certain beliefs. That is what hence you have to learn and unlearn. But everyone believes in money. So money is sort of like a lubricant. So if you have money, you somehow have power. So it's important to create
a lubricant.
means. It's a lubricant. Mawuphethe imali uyashiblika yonke indawo. Uyashiblika. So it's important to find ways and means to create indlela zokuthola imali. Well, legal ways. Ungabe senizama lezi zinto zenu besinithi umlawo wathi. So we're gonna have to close it off there. So don't forget to subscribe, comment, and interact. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
The books.
The books. Yes,
One
sorry.
book, just one book.
Okay.
Think and Grow Rich.
Nice.
Yeah, then you come back to me. Then we make money. It's by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Ungayikhohlwa. Thank you very much.
Danko.